All right, so we have our Dynamo definition running. We've got the rotate on these guys. So if I go to the floor level, you can kind of see all the different ones rotating on top of each other. So if I go to shade it, it would probably look like little stars, right? And if I'm in the 3D view, sorry, if I'm in the front view, you can see it looking like that. Now, these are two families, right? Like I have an adaptive component family here that's been loaded into a generic model adaptive family here with the repeat. Now what I want to do is create a new project and place this guy into the project. So you would have your project open, you would have the lines going where you want them to go, and then place this into the project. So I'm just going to go to File, New Project, and do this into a new project. I'll do an architectural template. And I'll just do a save just to get us, and I'll name this okay. And so now what I want to do is I want to load this into that project, right? And so if I come over here, there's a load into project. And so I'm just going to go load into project. And it's going to give me the option of that original adaptive component in the new Revit file, and I want to load it into the Revit file. I'm going to click OK. And it's going to load it in, and it's going to load it into the current reference plane, which is level 1. So it's going to put it onto level 1. So you can see it's placing it here, and you can just pick it where you want it, and then you can kind of move it around wherever you need it, right? So I would do each one of your lines maybe individually. You could do them all the same if you can figure out the spacing where you need them to be, but it's kind of up to you. And then if I go to my 3D view, you'll see that it's actually working in here. Now, if you want to update it, what you need to do is you need to come to the family, and then if you wanted to update it, say you wanted to get rid of this guy, that level, you can just delete that repeater and then load into project and overwrite the existing version. And it'll take it a minute, but it'll get rid of those. It'll just replace this one with that one. And then if you wanted to redo the rotation differently, I can come back to this family, and let's say I wanted to rotate this guy a little differently. Let's say I wanted to start this guy at 60 degrees, right? And this one will take back to 0, right? And you can just adjust these however you want, and you can run it, and it'll re-rotate those. And then when you load into project, you want to tell it to overwrite the existing version and its parameter values, because you want it to overwrite those angles. So if I click on that, you'll see the angles rotate to the new rotation. And so that's kind of the process that you would use. You're getting these little adaptive points. So you do see you're getting these little points here, and it's a little picky to get rid of those. What you really have to do is go back to the family. So I'm going to the generic model family, and I'm picking the divided path. And in that you have a little path representation. And if I go to the down, I can get rid of the nodes. And if you have to replace the component, you'll have to turn the nodes back on. So it's a little picky, but I can come in, and you have to pick each division individually to do this. It won't let you do it in mass, which is a little annoying. So you have to go in and sort of pick these guys, turn the nodes off, and load it back into project. And for this one, you won't have to overwrite the existing parameters, because it's not a parameter, it's just a visual thing. But it'll turn those little nodes off for you. Oh, come on, give me the path. Let's see. Sometimes it's annoying to get it so you can do a crossing box and actually filter out the divided path. And then come in and turn the nodes off. Click OK, and you'll see them go off. And again, you'd have to turn them back on if you wanted to replace the components, because they need those nodes to nest onto. But if I come in and load this into project and overwrite the existing version, right, it'll turn those little guys off, so you won't see those. Okay, so that's what I've got for now. Go ahead and give it a shot, setting it up, maybe one of your lines, and see if you can get it in there and get it to work. Um, the maybe the final thing is like how to change the material is you can tab select into these guys even in the project and edit type, and you'll see the material on each side. You can change them, and anything you run into later we can talk about.